Hey guys, I hope everybody's doing amazing. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful week so far. Guys, it's been a crazy week. Now, guys, no distractions. I'm done with it, guys. We're talking about Dan Rotten. We're back on track talking about Dan Wooten because, guys, oh my gosh, the salaciousness of it all. The fourth installment of the Byline Times investigates Dan Rotten. And the headline is, Dan Wooten paid porn stars with the son's debt money for covert catfish sex videos. It's so salacious, guys. My God. Last time I got tired and I was like, you know what? I don't want to read any more of this crap. But now, you know what? I think I want to read the whole thing. The whole goddamn thing, guys. Get ready. Let's go. In the fourth part of its 3-year special investigation, Byline Times reveals how the GB News presenter and Mail Online columnist, well, let's hope it's former Mail Online columnist because he hasn't been writing for them for the past little bit since this whole thing started. But let's continue. Use News UK cash to pay male adult actors to secretly film themselves having relations with men he had targeted on Facebook. My goodness. My gosh, guys, this is salacious. This is ridiculous. Anyways, let's continue, guys. Okay, so here it has an editor's note. I'm going to make sure I impart that to you. It says readers may find some of the graphic content of this article distressing, guys. It may be a little distressing. But let's continue. GB News presenter Dan Wooten paid adult film stars to meet gay men he had catfished in order to secretly record them having sex. Byline Times can reveal. Wooten rented the Facebook profiles of at least 3 different male P performers for up to £500 a time before posing as them and tricking his targets into meetings to be covertly filmed with cameras he supplied. Oh my gosh, guys. At least one of these meetings took place in a hotel paid for by Rupert Murdoch's, let's say it again, Harry and Meghan hater, Rupert Murdoch, the Sun newspaper, of which Wooten was the associate editor at the time. Now, the fact that this guy, Dan Wooten, has such a high place at this Sun newspaper, which is earned by Rupert Murdoch, it says a whole lot, doesn't it? Doesn't it say a whole lot? These people have, of all the stuff that we are finding out about Dan Rotten, guys, we're finding out that he is sadistic, he is manipulative, he is just a horrible person, trying to get things on people so that he can use them to blackmail people and stuff like that and use it against them in the future. This is horrible. This is horrible behavior. And this is a man that sits there on his show, guys, and talks about Harry and Meghan like if they are pieces of meat. I don't know. It's just weird. But let's continue. The journalist also charged a $1,500 porn star's fee for the private work to his then employers, News UK, disguised as payment to a contact for a front page story about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Guys, this is crazy. And it has guys, it's all here for us to see. It says June 10th, 2016 at 11:57, Dan Wooten at the Sun.co UK wrote, "Hi, whoever, I need something set up at a new pay, please. He needs to put down for 15,000 urgently on the Amber Heard splash 4 or 5 from last week. Thanks, Dan." Oh, wow. Guys, this is crazy. They actually have like actual paper trail for Dan Rotten, guys. Anyways, let's continue. This newspaper has interviewed two of the adult performers involved and has evidence from another man also paid by Wooten to make secret S-tapes for him. Byline Times has also identified two of the victims of Wooten's catfishing conspiracy, which is separate to his use of the cinnamon Martin Brannan and Maria Joseph. What? He has two names, guys. He's a two-facer. Let's continue, guys. Let's continue. To trick scores of other male victims into revealing compromising S materials. Oh my gosh, guys. This is crazy. For legal reasons, we are not naming the others involved. Thank goodness. Because these people have been used and they have been catfished, pretty much. Let's continue. However, it can be confirmed that two have given information to the police about their experiences with Wooten, between 2009 and 2016, during which time he worked successively for the now defunct News of the World, the Daily Mail, and The Sun. All of the newspapers that go after Harry and Meghan, yeah. All owned by Rupert Murdoch. Guys, this is ridiculous. Let's move on. In this fourth part of a special 3-year investigation into Dan Wooten's personal and professional conduct, the male P-stars, because I don't want to say that word all the time, guys. You know what it is. The male P-stars have revealed how the presenter paid to use their Facebook profiles to target men of interest. My goodness, my gosh. Why didn't he... A question. Why did he... I have a question. But then again, if he were to create his own, Facebook profiles, it could lead back directly to him. So I guess that's the reason why he was paying these people to use their Facebook profiles, because he didn't want it to lead back to him. I think he was trying to be sneaky, guys. Was Dan Rotten? Guys, what do you think? Was Dan Rotten trying to be sneaky? Anyways, guys. One told this newspaper, Dan used to pay us anywhere between £300 and £500 to use our Facebooks. I didn't, and bear in mind, guys, this doesn't sound like a lot of money right now, but guys, back in in whenever this was, early 2000s or around that time of the 2010s, £300 or £500, that's a good set of money for people. And even for me right now, guys, that's a good set of money. There you go. It's like, hey, I'm like, why are they selling themselves out for this amount of money? But hey, these people needed the money. Okay, these people needed the money. So $300 and $500 to use a Facebook profile, that's like, it's like, why not? Why they're like, why not? It does not hurt. It's not hurting me. So they would do it. And little did they know what this man was doing with those Facebook profiles. But let's continue. I didn't know these people he was messaging. It was all males. He was messaging me, basically. Basically. Oh, yeah. Anyways, he added, I know he was using the Facebook of two other adult entertainers. I was watching the messages on one of the adult entertainers' accounts to their other lad, but Wooten, was deleting them as they were firing out and coming back. He was deleting them as they were going along. I guess he was trying to cover his butt. Yeah, he was. He was trying to be smart and sneaky, guys. I guess he didn't cover his butt enough, guys. No, he did not. Asked if Wooten was destroying evidence on a rolling basis as he came up, the entertainer said yes, Dan was doing that. So trying to be sneaky, trying to do the bad thing, and then he wants to throw the grenade and then hide his hand. Yeah, this is what he does, The other adult entertainer said he allowed Wooten to use his Facebook profile because he needed the easy money. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. $500 extra in their pocket for Facebook. That, there you go. and described seeing the GB News star targeting 5 or 6 men from one account. He said, he paid me to use my Facebook account. I still had access to it as well, but I gave him my password. And then when I felt he'd had enough time, I changed my password. After a while, Dan would message me. He added, Wooten would say, I've got a guy here. Are you interested in coming down and filming it? The first entertainer continued, so he was literally paying people to use their Facebook's account and film people having, relations. These people we used to meet. I don't know who they were. I think they were from Dan's circle, and the films were an attempt to get a one-up on them. Yeah, blackmail. That's basically it, blackmail. So, isn't it poetic? Dan Rotten was trying to do all this for some reason and to get something on people so he can blackmail them or whatever. And now this is going to lead to his own downfall. Isn't that funny? He worked himself into a corner. Let's continue, guys. I can't say for certain, but I think it was to get compromising material on people. That is my belief. Why else would you want someone filmed without their knowledge and be so adamant that you want it filmed? Yeah, I agree. Why else? Why else, guys? Let's move on. He wanted it filmed secretly. In 2016, Wooten told the two piece actors, then aged in their mid-20s, to meet him outside the Sun's offices in London Bridge. This guy is brazen. He meets them outside the offices, at the Sun's offices. Wow, that's brazen. And issued them with details of a target, filming equipment, and directorial instructions. The first P actor said, there were 2 cameras and an iPad we had to pick up from Dan from the baby shard. He noticed that the iPad was logged into Wooten's Apple iCloud via his Apple ID. This was in 2016, he continued. I was in the back of the car when Dan got into it. The guys who were messaging the target, you could tell from the content of the messages, didn't want it filmed. But Dan was like, I don't care what he says. You get in there and get the film. Before you even go into the house, get the cameras on. I want the walk-in. The actor told Wooten, you can't effing do that, Dan. And says the presenter responded by saying, don't worry about him. He'll be fine. The first actor was reluctant to carry on without the target's permission. So I said to the second actor, no, we're not going to do this. We're not effing filming someone without their consent. We're not doing it. When they approached their target, he was skeptical. We knocked on his door, introduced ourselves, and he said, I don't believe you. 2 P stars want to calm down and film me? And I was like, yeah, it's what we do. Basically, it's for personal use. This is what me and my mate do. We go around effing people for a laugh. Wow. It's like, okay. This is nuts. Anyways, guys, the guy could tell something was amiss. He wasn't buying the story. After about 10 to 15 minutes of free play, which is lighter-esque activity, I advised him that the camera was going to come out. He was like, no, I don't want it filmed. I was like, okay, well, that's kind of it then. We didn't get anything on film. So we took Dan's cameras back and said, you boys head back home to their home location and I'll sort your money out. The second actor told of another occasion on which Wooten instructed him and a different well-known male P-star to target a man he had catfished into a meeting in a hotel very close to Wooten's then home in East London. The entertainer said, we went to Dan's flat in London. He was asking us to film another chap, and he wanted it secret. He wanted it filmed secretly, explaining that the target agreed to having the film made on the proviso it was for private use of consenting parties. He added, so we filmed that and gave it to Dan. Dan was happy with it, and he paid us. I think it was about £500 each. Like I said, a few years back, £500 each. That was pretty good, you know. I can't remember if it was paid in cash or by e-transfer, the guy said. Or bank transfer, the guy said. Now, the part that I'm finishing off with is payment with the son's money. Wooten always booked the hotels where some of the meetings took place. Among these occasions was one on June 12, 2016 at the Holiday Inn off London's Commercial Road, close to Wooten's flat at the time. This guy is a mess. I can't believe he would do this. And there's a whole, the whole thing is here, guys. It says the date, everything. There's a picture of the flat or the hotel room, everything. And on at least one of the occasions, Wooten paid the adult entertainer's fee with the son's money. Guys, I'm sure it's not this one time. On 10th of June 2016, Wooten sent an email from his work address to the newspaper's editorial clerk registering the P-Star as a new payee on its contributor payments system. The email, which Byline Times has obtained, reads, I need the second entertainer set up as a new payee, please. He needs to put down $1,500 urgently on the Amber Heard splash. So he's lying. And then it goes on. He says, thanks. And he says, it's Dan. So there you go. That's damning, information right there. Analysis of the son's stories in the relevant time frame suggests that the payment, which the entertainer confirms was not for information about Johnny Depp or Amber Heard, was in lieu of an article Wooten wrote about the Hollywood pair's private lives. This newspaper has also spoken to another man Wooten paid to make a secret film of an unwitting third party in 2012, this time at London's Savoy Hotel in a suite paid for by the then sponsors of the BAFTAs. The telecoms company Orange. The BAFTAs. When I think of the BAFTAs, the only person that comes to mind for some reason is Willie. I don't know why, but anyways, guys, because you remember that time when he bought his own BAFTA, guys. Anyways, the man said he had initially dealt with Wooten's alter ego, Martin Brannan, and had made secret films for Brannan for £250 a time before being approached openly by Wooten and asked to meet another man whom he covertly filmed without consent. It was a Sunday during the BAFTAs while Dan was still at the Sun. I got a message from Wooten himself. He asked me to secretly record me performing a specified act on a man who did not know that he was being filmed at a hotel at the Savoy for money. Although the filming went ahead in the event, there was no activity as the pair instead got drunk on the room's minibar. Yeah, so you know what? Dan Rotten is so rotten that he doesn't, the fact that all this happened and this was a person who was apparently a celebrity or something, or a well-known person, and Dan Rotten knows that the person has things to lose. Dan Rotten is just trying to find things to use against this said person, and whether or not anything happened, it was still filmed. Whether or not they just, getting drunk in a hotel room with a P-star still doesn't look good for a lot of people that are in the public eye. So there you go. But let's continue. The allegations in this article have been put to representatives of Dan Wooten, And this newspaper has not received a response. Byline Times will update this article if it does. While we have repeatedly asked representatives for Wooten to confirm or deny whether the presenter was or is connected to the online identity, but Martin Brannan, it has not received a response. Wooten has said he denies any allegations of criminality. And yeah, so that's pretty much the end of it, guys. It was pretty salacious and ridiculous all at the same time. And I understand that all these crazy rumors about Harry and Meghan and all this stuff and blah, 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 and their marriage and all. I understand it's all, you know what it is? It's called distraction. It's called a distraction, and they're distracting from this Dan Rotten guy and this craziness. And they're distracting from Wills and Kate's and, their so-called marriage. But anyways, you know what? I shouldn't say that. Whatever the two of them have together. I don't know. Kids. They have kids. There you go. But I wanted to read it all out. I read it all out, and there you go. You can all kind of, you know what? The good thing about doing this, guys, is because a lot of people are not talking about this. They're talking about smoke and mirrors and some other stuff. They're trying to distract and talk about all kind of other stuff. But I'm glad that we all are putting this on. We're all putting it on here, and we're reading it all out so that people will know that this happened. This is the whole reason for this, guys. Please, if you get a chance, you can send it to somebody, share it. Like, subscribe, share this all out to people, share it with your friends. Get it out there, because it's not enough to just have two or three, voices saying this. It's good that we have a lot of people with different voices saying things. And yeah. And guys, if you've watched a couple of my videos before, that I did, you'll see that, guys, it's not easy doing this. I tell you, people come after you no matter what you do, calling you fake fan, calling you this, calling you that, calling you all kind of names, and telling you everything that, you're everything but a child of God. That's just how it is. And, there you go. But anyways, I'm happy that I'm one of the voices that are counteracting what is going on out there. And I'm glad that I have the platform here to let this be known, because this is vile. It is vile. And I can't believe that this is not everywhere. And these people are just wasting time talking about Harry and Meghan and their marriage, instead of they're talking about Dan Rotten and all the crazy outlandish schemes that he has been doing. He has been hurting people. He has been hurting all these guys that were, that he was blackmailing or whatever, allegedly. He was hurting people. And that was his reason. And that was his whole rhyme, is to hurt people. That's basically what Dan Rotten has done. He's hurting these people. These guys that got filmed without knowing that they were being filmed. He was trying to destroy them. That's what he's trying to do. But anyways, guys, please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And I will talk to you in the next one, guys. Have a great one. Bye.